She always makes coffee. Sarah never drives. She usually travels by train. Sometimes she takes photographs on the journey. She works for a magazine. Sometimes she works in the office, but she often works outside. She often meets a friend and goes to her favorite cafe. Sarah usually finishes work at 6. She sometimes has dinner at a restaurant, but she usually eats at home. She sometimes watches TV. Sarah never goes to bed early. She sometimes stays up until 2 in the morning.
Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to do a review lesson of adverbs. These are the parts of a sentence that add some more information. Okay, let's take a look. The first adverb we will look at is every day. Here is an example sentence. Please repeat after me. I read a book every day. This is something that you do daily. You can see on the calendar all the days are highlighted. Every day. Another way to say this is always. Let's take a look at this example. Please repeat after me. I always read a book. Again, you can see on the calendar all the days are highlighted. Okay, this one is a little different. 5 times a week. Let's practice the example together. I play the saxophone 5 times a week. You can see on the calendar only 5 days are highlighted. You can also change the number from 5 to anything else. For example, I play the saxophone 3 times a week, or I play the saxophone 6 times a week. Okay. Another way to express this is usually. Let's practice the example together. I usually play the saxophone. This is similar to 5 days a week. It says that you do it a lot, but not every day. I ride my bike twice a week. This is similar to 5 times a week, but twice is used instead of 2 times. Okay, let's practice the example together. I ride my bike twice a week. You can see on the calendar, only 2 days per week are highlighted. Another way to express this is often. Let's practice. I often ride my bike. You can see on the calendar, there are still only 2 days per week highlighted. This means you do it frequently, but not so much. Okay, next. Once a week. Let's practice. I play basketball once a week. You can see there is only 1 day highlighted on the calendar. So, you can say how many days a week you do something. Once, twice, and then you can just use numbers. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, like this. Okay, let's move on. Sometimes. I sometimes play basketball. This means you like to play basketball, but not so often. On the calendar, you can see there is just 1 day per week highlighted. Okay, next. Once a month. This is similar to once a week. And you can change week to month. Okay, let's practice together. I go to the cinema once a month. On the calendar, you can see there is just 1 day highlighted. Remember, you can change the time. Once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year, like this. Okay. Another way to express this is rarely. Let's practice together. I rarely go to the cinema. You can see on the calendar there is only 1 day highlighted. This means that you sometimes go, but not a lot. Okay. Don't. This word has many meanings, but when used as an adverb, we put it before a verb. Let's take a look at this example. I don't drink alcohol. Using don't here means never. I never drink alcohol. You can see on the calendar there are no days highlighted. Okay. As discussed, never. Let's practice. I never drink alcohol. You can see there are no days highlighted on the calendar. I don't or I never. You can use these in the same way. Okay, here is a chart to help you remember when to use the different adverbs. Always, 100% of the time. I always sleep. Usually, around 80% of the time. I usually eat breakfast. Often, around 50% of the time. I often go to the gym. Sometimes, around 25% of the time. I sometimes play games. Rarely, around 10% of the time. I rarely study. And finally, never. 0% of the time. I never walk my dog because I don't have a pet. Okay. So remember, once for one, twice for two, and then you can just count. So 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's play this game together. I ride my bike twice a week. Or we can say, I often ride my bike.
Correct.
Next, I walk my dog every day. Or we can say, I always walk my dog.
Correct.
I play the saxophone 5 times a week. I usually play it.
Correct.
I go to the cinema once a month. Or I rarely go to the cinema.
Correct.
I don't drink alcohol. Or I never drink alcohol.
Correct.
I play basketball once a week. Or
No.
I sometimes play
Correct.
basketball. Okay, that's all for today's class. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.